And now, live in full color, from Television City in Hollywood, Shower of Stars, the brightest stars of Hollywood, brought to you by Chrysler Corporation, maker of these 5 great cars. Plymouth, ahead for keeps. The Swept-Wing Dodge, the exciting DeSoto, the mighty Chrysler, and the triumphant Imperio. Chrysler Corporation, the forward look. Tonight, Jack Benny's friends and associates through the years of radio and television honor him with a birthday party at the Cocoanut Grove. We take you now to our hosts, Mary Costa and Bill Lundgren, who are on hand to welcome the guests.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great event, isn't it, Mary?
Thrilling.
And many
Just
stars are arriving here to entertain you. Here come some of them right
Hello,
now.
Mel.
Here
Nice
is
to see you.
Mel Blanc. Hi, Mel. And Juan Bessner, the man with his back.
And his first singer, Frank Parker. Hello,
Frank, it's good to see you. Tell me, have you got anything to say about Jack's 40th birthday?
Yes, I have. It's about time.
Oh, and here's Paul Douglas. Paul was one of Jack's announcers too, weren't you?
Yes, 28 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jack, I'm sure, was a lot younger then, wasn't he, Paul?
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
Oh, and here is Joe Stafford
Sure.
with Don Wilson and Larry Stevens. How do you feel about our good friend now that he's 40?
Oh, I love him just as much as I did when he was 50.
Thank you, Joe.
Hello, Mary. Good to
Don
see you.
Wilson, Don
Hey,
Wilson.
Bill.
Don, you've been with Jack for a long time, haven't you?
Yes, Jack's kept me eating for 25 years, Bill.
Don't you ever stop?
Only for the commercial.
That's what I like to hear. They're all coming down. Larry Stevens. Hi, Larry. Nice to see you. And here comes Bob Crosby and 2 of Jack's conductors. Here's Ted Weems. Come on up, Ted. Hi, Ted. Ted, nice to see you. Malin Merrick, nice to see you. And Jack's very first radio announcer, George Hicks, 1932. Nice to see you. And an old golfing buddy of mine, you know him, of course, Bob Crosby. Bob,
you, Bill.
What do you think of this great event?
Well, I think it's just a wonderful idea. So wonderful that I'm going to throw a party for my brother Bing just like this when he turns.
Attaboy, that's right. Oh, Andy Devine, ladies and gentlemen. Andy, how long ago were you with Jack?
Well, I gave him the name Buck Benny, and he still got it.
The name?
No, the Buck.
Oh, look who's here.
Here
Sam
is
Hearn?
Sam Hearn.
Hi, Sam.
Sam, how are you?
Nice to see you. Frank Johnson, good to see you.
And Van Johnson. Isn't it amazing that Jack is celebrating his 40th birthday?
No, he always had a slow delivery.
And Dennis Day.
Dennis
How
Day.
are you, Dennis?
Oh, I wouldn't miss Freddie Martin's band for the world.
Look who's here.
Oh, Johnny, how are you? Johnny Green. Listen, Johnny, could you say a few words to of yours at home in tribute, to our wonderful Jack Benny?
Well, I'd be delighted to, Mary. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the composer of the music score for the MGM production of Raintree County. It's a great picture. Please go and see it.
Thank you, Johnny Green. Well, look who's here. The quartet from Jack Benny's show, the Sportsman. Hi. And now, look who's here. Jack Benny's Club. How are you, kid?
Thank you. Hi, honey.
Phil, will you say a few thousand words
Well,
for our
I'd
home audience?
like to say a few, yeah. I never thought I'd live long enough to see Jackson celebrate his 40th birthday, and I keep pumped up pretty good, Dad.
You know, they're going to give Jack and Mary a great show.
the first ones to arrive?
Oh, no. They're all waiting. Everybody's inside.
Gee, that's funny. We left early, and I had the motor wide open, didn't I, Mary?
Yeah, we were doing 20 all the way.
Say, Bill, do you mind if I make a little announcement here?
No, of course not, Jack.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, this being my 40th birthday, I want to say that I have on our show and on our party tonight many, many people who have been associated with me through my entire career. Unfortunately, as you probably read in the paper, Rochester became ill last night and cannot be with us. However, I'm happy to say that he is improving but will not be able to be on the show. But we have someone who is on the show anyway who is going to take his place. And I'd like to have you... Oh, Rochester!
Yes, Mr. Benny?
Believe me, you'll never be able to tell the difference in the voice. Come on, Rochester, let's go.
Thank you, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Stay inside. Come on inside now.
Happy birthday on his 40th birthday. Happy birthday to. What makes him keep so young? What makes Jack Benny young? Among the many things that puzzle folks, he must be older than the jokes he tells. What makes him act so spry? The years stand still, they don't go by. What is the magic that he spins? It can't be vitamins. Why are we beguiled by the mystery? If Jack has just turned 40, Eddie Cantor must be only 33. What makes him keep so young? What makes him feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful flame to be blown? The secret is, my friends, our birthday boy just counts by 10, and that makes him keep so young.
What a day this has been for our star. It's been pretty hectic, what with the birthday party preparations and all the usual excitement. In fact, for example, let us take you back and show you how this day actually started for our star, Jack Benny.
35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 39, 39, 39.
That man never lets go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bob. Happy birthday to you.
40. Oh, Andy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Andy, I want to thank you very much for helping me out as long as Rochester couldn't be here.
Well, it's a
very, very
it's a
nice.
pleasure, Buck. Here's your breakfast.
Well, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Say, Andy, what's the idea of the... I appreciate the sentiment, but what's the idea of the candle on the egg?
Well, the chicken knew it was your birthday, and she laid it that way.
Well, that was quite a trick.
Can I help you break it?
No. I may be 40, but I can handle that kind of work. But still, See, I feel... I can't get over it, Andy. And here, I don't know, I went to bed, I was 39 years old. When I woke up, I was 40.
You sure had a long night's sleep.
But I feel great for the party tonight. Did you get my full dress suit out of the closet?
Well, part of it.
What do you mean, part of it?
Well, the ma's got the other part. All that's left is the two back pockets and the zipper.
So, well, for heaven, what am I going to do about a full dress suit? Oh, I know, Ronald Coleman. Why not? His clothes fit me perfectly.
But he's still mad about that pair of socks you borrowed from him.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. One little hole in the toe and he makes a big thing out of it.
Well, if you want to square it with him, he's home right now.
How do you know?
The shades are down.
Well, he can't be mad at me because I know that he's coming to my party tonight.
Are you sure of that, Buck?
Sure. I had Van Johnson ask him. He wouldn't turn him down. Here, help me out with this. Thanks. I don't know where I'm going to get a full dress suit for tonight. You know?
You can always rent a suit.
Well, don't you think I know that? See who's at the door, will you please? Rochester. Andy, I mean. Gee, I wonder if Andy was exaggerating about my full dress suit. Gee, if it isn't too bad, I can have it fixed by tonight. Yike! See, Andy was right. Gosh, the moths couldn't have done that. I wonder if I have a barracuda in the closet.
It's Miss Livingston.
Oh, come on in, Mary. Thank you. What is it, a present for me?
No, it's your laundry.
Well, why is it gift wrap?
Ching Lee knew it was your birthday, too.
Oh, now you can send him a thank you note, will you please?
Jack,
What?
where'd you get the robe?
Oh, the Chrysler Corporation people gave it to me for a present.
Gee, it even has fins on it.
Yeah.
Aren't you taking a chance wearing it without license plates?
Mary, stop with those radio jokes, will you? Please. It's your first live show. Don't be so funny. Now, listen, you can do me a favor.
Yeah, what is it?
I want you to go over to Ronald Coleman's and borrow a full dress suit for me.
Oh, Jack, I hate to do that.
But, Mary, you have to. I've got to have a full dress suit for tonight. Now, go ahead and do it, will you, please? Now, please. And I'll see you later on.
Okay. If you're going to wear that robe, I'll save a parking space for you.
All right. Hello? Van Johnson? Yes, Van. Oh, you... About that number? You can't? You couldn't? You aren't? You wouldn't? You won't? Well, look, I'll take it up. I'll take it up with them right away and find out.
Hello? Hello, this is Johnny Green speaking. What? Wait a minute, I can't hear you. Hey, hold it. Cut. Stop it. That's it. Thanks. Okay, go ahead. Fellas, not you, please. I'm trying to talk to Jack Benny here on the phone. Hello, Jack. This is Johnny. Uh-huh. He can't? Oh, I understand. Yeah, well, it'll work without him. Yeah. Okay, Jack. Thanks. So long.
What's up, Johnny?
Oh, Van Johnson can't work the number with us.
He can't.
He can't, he isn't, he couldn't, he wouldn't, and he won't.
Why not?
Well, he has to do another number with Don Wilson and Eddie Devine.
Oh, gee, how are we going to be a quartet? We're only 3 people.
Well, that's easy. We'll call ourselves a trio.
Why couldn't I think of that?
Because you're as stupid as I am.
Wait a minute. Now, we'll want to tell us short for that arrangement.
Well, that's all right, I'll do the part.
Oh, no, you can't.
Why?
See, well, Jack always uses tenors. He never uses baritones.
Well, he will tonight. Come on, let's try it. It'll work.
We'll
It'll be okay. We'll try
Okay.
it.
I'm Parker.
I'm Stevens.
I'm Dave.
We're 3 of the many tenors of Benny's Tenor Brigade. On the Benny Show, each of us sang alone. But tonight, as you can see, we're a 3-tenor chorale with nary a baritone. So this selection is apt to sound awful high, unless we agree to make it an awful high. My dreams of playing the lover in La Traviata was something less than completely fulfilled when I awoke to discover no lover appassionata. Instead, a straight man for Benny I was billed. Instead of Demier volenti spiriti, il giovanile parte and the it was Brannigan, Flanagan, Milligan, Gilligan, Duffy, McCuffy, Malachi, Mahon, plus hokey jokes with Jack Benny yet.
Say, Dennis, it's really ironic that while you've been musically had, Benny's become Philharmonic. With that fiddle, he's gone quite mad.
Boys, don't be rough on old Mr. Benny.
You're breaking my heart.
For today he is 40, you know. And after all, there aren't many this side of Vienna demanding a tenor for each and every show.
And speaking of that, I suggest that this beguiling trio, presented when Irish eyes are smiling trio. And if nobody's flat, I'll wager that Mr. Benny proffers a job for the 3 of us, despite the highly unusual strain on his coffers.
So if you boys would like to be the singers whom Mr. Benny engages to ply the vocal art, play it smart and throw him a bone on his natal day, and he'll flip his toupee if we sweetly intone a happy birthday trio of love in a bloom.
You know, this isn't a dream. It's love in bloom. It's love in bloom.
Now your host for Chrysler Corporation, Bill Lundgren.
Now, during the past 12 months, a remarkable thing has happened in new car buying. 500,000 buyers have switched from other make cars to the cars from Chrysler Corporation. Now, why are so many of your friends and neighbors switching from other make cars? Well, the big reason is because the forward-look cars are different. Now, here are just 7 of the wonderful differences between our cars and the others.
First, constant control power steering. It's the only power steering that gives full-time power, not just part-time as in other make cars. Second, push-button torque light. The automatic transmission with 2 extra selectors, 1 for mud and downhill engine braking, 2 for flexibility in traffic and up steep hills. Third, total contact brakes. The brakes that force every inch of the lining against the drum each time you stop for safer, surer stops.
Fourth, torsion air suspension. It minimizes front-end dive on stops, rear-end dip on starts, and lean when cornering. And it's yours on every Chrysler Corporation car at no extra cost.
Fifth, extra vision. Thanks to the new control tower windshields that curve up and into the roofline, and thanks also to the clear vision safety glass, almost 360 degrees of wonderful vision. Sixth, styling. Only Chrysler Corporation cars offer the low, sleek, dart-shaped design, the most admired new design in years.
And seventh, value. Your dollars get you so much more with Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, or Imperial. And now, let's see how the rest of Mr. Benny's day is coming along.
We congratulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack. We congratulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack. How we adulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack. He says he's 40, ain't that swell? Send him some daisies, they won't tell. Send him a bunch of violets, too.
To match his eyes of baby blue.
Jack, Jack, Jack. We congratulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack. We congratulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack. How we adulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack.
He's such a sweet and charming ham.
Send him a singing telegram.
Re, mi, fa, so.
Jack is so rich he don't need dough.
Jack, Jack, Jack. We congratulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack. We congratulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack. How we adulate you, Jack, Jack, Jack.
Send him a bale of Lucky Strikes.
Lundgren for men is what he likes.
Send him a wallet made of cloth.
Perfect for Jack with a built-in moth. Jack, 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 Jack. Jack, 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 Jack. Jack, 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 Jack. Happy birthday to Jack.
Gee, I got a nice bunch of telegrams. Hey, Jingles!
Yes, Bill.
I want to read you a telegram I just got. It says, congratulations on your 40th birthday. You have been a great entertainer and a great American. We are all proud of you. Signed, Ike.
Move your thumb.
Ike Bennett. A waiter at the Friars Club.
Putting Eisenhower on your nail didn't fool me.
Well, I got a whole bunch of nice wires here, though, from everybody, all my friends.
Yeah, here's another wire, Jack.
Oh, dear Jack, congratulations on your 40th birthday. I am having a party to celebrate my 45th next week, and I would like you to come. Signed, Charles Coburn.
Charles Coburn? Is he 45?
He can't be. We were kids together. Well, I'll read all of these wires later. But you know what I better do? I better practice my violin a little bit because they might insist that I play it tonight.
Well, Buck, if you're going to practice, I better go in the other room and start the vacuum cleaner.
Why?
On account of the neighbors. Rochester always does it.
Oh, yeah. Andy! There's the door. Answer it, will you, please?
Yeah.
It might be my violin teacher, Professor LeBlanc.
Oh. Hey, it's Paul Douglas.
Huh?
Oh, Paul. Hi, Jack.
I want to thank you very, very much for being master ceremonies at my party tonight.
Well, first, Jack, I want to say congratulations. And
thank you.
Well, you know, after all, I was one of the first announcers on your radio show, and gosh, that's been a long time, you know?
Yes, it certainly has. I remember how I struggled up to that time, but that show that you and I were on together, that radio show, that really made me a hit.
Yeah, but you know, Jack, that's exactly 30 years ago.
30 years ago? Yeah? Gosh, I couldn't have been 10 years old.
Sure you were. Charlie Coburn was a guest on the show, and he was 15.
Hey, that's right.
The only kid on the show with a monocle.
Yeah, I remember that. You know, I have to,
Can't hear. What's all the noise?
Well, that's Rochester, you see, or Andy Devine.
Yeah?
Rather. He's got the vacuum cleaner on because of the neighbors. That's whenever I practice. And I thought I ought to brush up a little bit, you know?
You think they'll insist on your playing
They
tonight?
might at that.
Well, I'll tell you, you go right ahead, Jack, and I'll go in the next room and listen to the vacuum cleaner.
Wait! Paul. No, don't leave. I want to talk to you. Andy, turn that off.
Yes, but... I'm glad you want to talk to me, Jack, because I just have a few things I want to discuss with you about the party tonight.
What's that?
Well, we're going to have quite a problem with your ex-band leaders. There's 4 of them coming.
Well, what's the problem?
We only have 4 musicians.
Gee, 4 musicians? That's hardly any music at all.
Well, CBS is willing to foot the bill for 4 musicians, but if you want to make up the difference and pay for some extra men...
4 is plenty! You know, this is just a party. It isn't a music festival. Anyway, oh, excuse me a minute. Oh, come right in. Professor LeBlanc.
Bonjour, Mr. Benny.
Bonjour. Come here, I want you to meet someone. Paul, this is Professor LeBlanc.
Well, how do you do? I'm glad to know you, Professor.
Paul, how do you do?
I'm fine.
You know, he gives me violin lessons.
Oh.
Mr. Benny, you promised?
Oh, well, that's all. He won't tell anybody, you know. You see, he doesn't want anyone to know that he's a violin teacher.
Your violin teacher.
Yes, my violin teacher. Well, shall we get started?
Please, let us get it over with as quickly as possible.
Okay. Paul, wait a minute. This only take a few minutes. Andy, I'm starting to take my lesson.
All right, Buck.
Sacre bleu. Did you ever hear anything so terrible, monsieur?
I don't get it. If you hate him so much, why do you keep giving him lessons?
Because of the terrible secret he holds over my head. He is the only man who knows that I escaped from Devil's Island.
Jack, I gotta call those 4 band leaders. They're waiting for a decision on the 4 musicians.
Okay, excuse me just a minute. Right?
We go.
Well, I was talking to Petrulla.
Recording studio.
I talked to Petrulla just this morning about this.
Oh, just a moment, please. Mr. Crosby, it's for you.
Oh, thank you.
It's Mr. Douglas.
Crosby speaking. No, Bob. Sorry to disappoint you, Melvin. Oh, Paul. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, if that's the way Jack wants it, that's the way it's got to be. Bye now.
Well, what goes?
Nothing. We do it just like we figured.
Uh-oh.
Say, Ted Weems, which one you want to lead?
Well, suppose I lead Charlie Bagley here like I used to up at the Mulebark Hotel. Huh?
About 100 years ago. I'll tell you what, I'll lead Frankie Remley over here. Frankie, do you think you can follow me?
Listen, Bob, if I can follow Phil Harris, I can follow anybody.
I'd like a little more melody. Don Bester, Don, why don't you lead Sammy Weiss here?
Well, that would be a great pleasure.
I remember you, Don. When you worked for Benny, you used to wear spats.
I couldn't afford socks.
That figures. And Malin Merrick, why don't you lead Wayne Songer? Say, Malin, you've been with Jack now ever since he's been on television. Have you noticed any change in him in the last 8 years?
Yeah, he's a year older.
Time certainly flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hiya, Bob. Hi, Bob. How are you?
Our number? We are all set to go, Van, believe me, all set to go. Tell me, What part is Andy going to sing?
What do you mean, what part am I going to sing? I'm going to carry the melody.
The melody?
Sure.
Is he serious, Don?
No, he's dead serious. Just give us a downbeat and find out, yeah?
What's that, fellas? Avant. A two.
Some men are born, some men are made, but we know a famous gent who wasn't born and he wasn't made. He was heaven sent. It's a well-known fact that Jack Benny's from heaven. Cupid squealed and he revealed Benny's from heaven. How did he reach this planet? A bright star fell.
Out stepped the smiling cherub and whispered, well.
Then, of course, his violin came right behind him. Finland went on the Fritz, so Chrysler signed him. He's just an angel codger, the swept-wing dodger we bless. Yes, Benny's from heaven and CBS. Left! Right! Gene Kelly!
With Sputnik's arbitrary, why go on fearing the world?
Yes, Benny's from heaven, he got there first.
Seems that some people just hate to let go of their old
Rare
car.
and magic.
How about you?
Now, even though your car isn't nearly as old as Mr. Benny's famous Maxwell, we'd like you to think for just a minute about all the things you're missing by not owning one of the 5 new cars from Chrysler Corporation, like this big 1958 Dodge 2-door hardtop. Handsome, isn't it?
Now, look, if it were up to me, I'd...
Just compare the windshields.
Windshield?
Chrysler Corporation windshields are as much as 50% bigger. Now, see how this one blends right into the roof line, letting you look up as well as around.
And what about the lines, the styling of your car?
Look, I told you I'd change over in a minute if I...
Wouldn't it be nice to own a Chrysler Corporation car with the dart shape, the look of motion? Styling that's functional as well as beautiful. Styling with a purpose.
And why use outmoded driving controls?
When you can drive with Chrysler Corporation's simple, mechanical, push-button driving.
What about the way your car rides?
If it doesn't have torsion-air suspension, then you're missing out on the easiest handling and smoothest ride on the road today.
Torsion air also means no uncomfortable sway or lean around curves.
No annoying dip when you stop.
And absolutely level takeoffs.
But Dennis, what might interest your boss is the torsion-air ride costs nothing extra on every new car made by Chrysler Corporation.
No extra cost!
That's right. It's just one of the ways your dollar gets you so much more, believe me. Now, we have constant control power steering, total contact brakes, And look at this, dual headlights.
Well, that's done it. If I told him once, I've told him 1,000 times.
Told who what?
Told Mr. Benny. He sure likes his dollars to get more, and that's why he's got to get down to see one of the dealers.
One of which dealers?
Any dealer.
What, Dennis?
Any dealer who handles Plymouth.
That's better. Fine.
Dodge.
Yes.
DeSoto.
Fine.
Chrysler.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Or the Triumphant Imperial.
Fine, fine.
The forward look.
Thank you very much, Dennis. You know, your dollars really do get you so much more. Just see, drive, and buy one of the great new cars from Chrysler Corporation. And now, back to Shower of Stars and Jack's 40th birthday celebration, the Coconut Grove.
Hark, the violins are singing. What's the melody we played?
It's the Benny Serenade.
Misha Elman plays Tchaikovsky. What technique that work entails?
Yasha Heifetz plays Leonowski. Yasha Benny plays the scales. It's the Benny Serenade. Is there any serenade like the Benny Serenade? It's so quaint. It's the Benny Serenade. Is there any serenade like the Benny Serenade? No, there ain't.
Greater than a grand concerto. What importance it denotes? Analyze it if you care to.
It's just 5 of tired notes.
Watch the way the master treats it. Notice how the music flows. He repeats it and repeats it.
Only thing he knows.
It's the Benny Serenade. Is there any serenade like the Benny Serenade? It's got class. It's the Benny Serenade. Is there any serenade like the Benny Serenade?
It's a gas.
Frankie sang and he entranced me. I hung on to every word. Every time that Jack romanced me, this is all I ever heard.
It's the Benny Serenade. Is there any serenade like the Benny Serenade without words? It's the Benny Serenade. Is there any serenade like the Benny Serenade?
For the birds.
People ask me how I do it. Do I practice night and morn? Honestly, there's nothing to it. It's pure genius I was born.
With the Benny Serenade, is there any serenade like the Benny Serenade?
It's divine.
It's a honey serenade, it's a funny serenade, it's a money serenade.
And it's mine.
Benny Serenade.
Ladies and gentlemen, you all know that we're gathered here tonight to help Jack celebrate his 40th birthday. Now, I could say many, many wonderful things about our guest of honor. But it is enough to say that in his short space of 40 years, Jack Benny has brought us over a half a century of entertainment. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the mayor of the city who claims our guest of honor to be their most distinguished citizen, I present His Honor Robert Sabonian, the mayor of Waukegan, Illinois.
Ladies and gentlemen, so far, levity has been the theme of this party. But now I would like to interject a serious note. Jack loves Waukegan, and everyone in Waukegan loves Jack. So, in recognition of all of his achievements, the citizens of Waukegan are proud to present him with this plaque. Our outstanding citizen.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Your Honor. You didn't forget one word. I'm proud of you in Waukegan. Mary, I bet Cleveland never did anything like this for Bob Hope.
They would if they could find him.
I guess so. You know, ladies and gentlemen, as I look around the room, I see so many friends of mine that have been associated with me during my entire career in radio and television. But I'd like to have you meet someone who was my very first announcer in radio in May 1932, Mr. George Hicks.
Congratulations, Jack. It certainly is good to see you again after all these years.
Well, it's nice to see you, too, George. Remember the laughs we used to have on that first program, Canada Dry Ginger? And we used to get laughs on the nickel back on the bottle.
Yeah, it's a dime now.
Oh. Gee, if we'd have saved the bottles, we'd have been rich.
Well, we needed the money in those days. Don't you remember, as soon as you got the money, you went and got yourself a second-hand full-dress suit?
I did?
Yes. You bought it from the fellow who ran the fish market.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Then it was a barracuda. Well, anyway, George. Oh, I'll explain it later. I'll explain. But thanks. Thanks very, very much. We'll be glad to see you. Glad to see you. You know. And now, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, stranger.
Schlepperman, I want to thank you for being at my party.
Oh, you're very welcome. But don't thank me. I'm thanking you.
Why?
On account of your party, they needed some more waiters. Here I am. So long, stranger.
So long, Slap. There are fellows having a big night, too. I wonder why the Colemans aren't here yet. You know, ladies and gentlemen, on my last Shower of Stars, I had the pleasure of working with Jo Stafford, who is not only a fine artist, but a very lovely lady. And tonight, she's going to sing a song that was written especially for this occasion by my former conductor and very, very good friend, Johnny Green. The number is called Life Begins at 40. And here's Miss Jo Stafford.
Life begins at 40. Only then does the magic curtain rise. Suddenly at 40, the footlights glow like morning sun, and you realize that the show has just begun, to your great surprise. And that old storyline has a far brighter design than you could have planned as a kid of 39. begins at 40. It's earlier, my friend, than you surmise. And autumn turns to spring before your eyes. It's earlier, my friend, than you surmise. And autumn turns to spring before your
I think Johnny Green did a great job on the song.
I can't stand it. These lights, they're blinding me. Oh. Here. Ed.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in my vault watching the money. I never gave you permission to leave.
I know, Mr. Benny, but there's no room for me anymore since that last deposit you made. You just shoved me clear out. Oh, these lights, they're killing me. I
Wait a
can't
minute.
stand
Maybe I can do something about it. Right? Oh, Frank Nelson. Frank, would you do me a favor unless you're also one of the waiters here?
Yeah, unfortunately not. I'm here as a guest. I have absolutely nothing to gain.
Would you do me a favor and take Ed back to the vault?
Oh,
for us,
certainly.
Please.
Attention! Forward! Hutch!
Well, there go two real old friends. You know, ladies and gentlemen, as I stand on the threshold of 40, I can appreciate more than ever what friendship means. Because I feel that without friends, that my life would be, I had a word in there. What is it? Huh? Hollow. Yeah, my life. Thank you, Bill. Without friends, my life. Without friends, my life would be hollow.
Yeah, that's why I said it'd have to be hollow to hold your cabbage, Dad. Real hollow to hold the cabbage.
Sorry I killed your joke for you. But, Bill, listen. I'll admit, now wait a minute, I'll admit that I have made a little money. In fact, I've made a lot of money.
You made a cotton-grabbing fortune.
Well, even if I did, I'm still a very, very simple man with very small needs and habits, and people who know me intimately know that I live exactly on the same scale as any $50 a week clerk.
You don't live that good. I spend more on a rabbit hunt than you do on a honeymoon.
When I was on a honeymoon, I didn't have any money. I know one thing. I don't throw away my money in saloons like a next curly-headed band leader I used to know.
Well, that's a lousy thing to say about Johnny Green.
Johnny Green knows I didn't mean him. And look at Phil, come here a minute.
What do you want?
As long as you're so anxious to get into the act, you see, how about, as long as the night is young, You see, and you're still standing up. How about singing a number for us?
Well, fall over and let me go.
Young Johnny Jones, he had a cute little boat, and all the girlies he would take for a float. He had girlies by the score, sweet little peaches on the shore. But Johnny was a Weisenheimer, you know. Steady girl was Flo. And every Sunday afternoon, they'd jump in his boat and then they'd spoon. And then he'd row, row, row. Right up that river he would row, row, row. That hug he'd give her, then he'd kiss her now and then. She would tell him when, and then he'd fool around, and then he'd kiss again, and then he'd row, row, row. A little further he would row, just he and Flo. And with her head on his chest, he'd take a few measures rest, and then he'd row, row. In Johnny's boat he had a cute little seat, and all the kisses that he stole were so sweet. And he knew just how to row. He was that rowing Romeo. He had an island where the trees were so grand. He knew just how to land. Then every tales of love to flow until it was time for them to go. And then he'd row, row, row. On up that river he would row so slow. A hug he'd give her, then he'd kiss her now and then. She would tell him when, and then he'd fool around. Row, row, row. A little further he would row, just he and Flo. And then he'd drop both the oars, take a few more encores, and off he'd row. Row, row, just he and Florence. Row, row, row right into heaven. Row, row. He had no outboard motors, so Johnny and Flo would row, row, row. Thank you, Elvis Presley. Oh, Bill would be great if he just didn't. But then if he didn't, maybe he wouldn't be so good. But ladies and gentlemen, I found a note here in this full-dress suit. It says, "Dear Jack Benny, since I am lending you my suit, I will have nothing to wear for the occasion. So in a way, I'm doing both of us a favor. You'll be able to go to your party, and I don't have to. With kindest thanks, Ronald Coleman." Well, at least I got it. Oh, for heaven's sake. Hey, Mary, isn't that cake beautiful, huh? What are you laughing at?
If they knew your real age, they'd have to light the candles from both ends.
All right, both ends. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to make one little announcement.
What is it, man? The Sportsman Quartet have a special song that they'd like to do on this occasion. Gentlemen?
Okay, go ahead.
Make a wish, take a big deep breath, and blow out the candles on the birthday cake. Happy birthday, happy birthday. May the future hold in store lots of luck and a year of love for each of the candles on your birthday cake. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy many, many more. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, and many. Happy birthday to you.
In just a moment, you'll meet Terry Moore, James Best, Gene Raymond, Audrey Totter, and Conrad Nagel in the preview of next week's exciting Climax program. And now, once again, your host for Chrysler Corporation, Bill Lundgren.
Just 13 days ago, at exactly 10:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the United States took its first step into outer space. This Department of Defense film dramatically recaptures that historic moment as the Army's mighty Jupiter C starts our first satellite, the Explorer, on its journey beyond the Earth's atmosphere.
And our warmest congratulations to the United States Army and to all those concerned with the successful launching of the free world's first artificial moon. Chrysler Corporation is proud of its role as prime contractor in the production of the Redstone and Jupiter missile.
By its advanced concepts in research, in engineering, and in production, Chrysler Corporation seeks constantly to serve better the nation and the public.
This is the forward look of Chrysler Corporation. Builders of Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, and the Imperial. Ladies and gentlemen, next week on Climax, The Secret Love of Johnny Spain. Exposed at the death of a glamorous Hollywood star, two young actors face ruin when they are hit by the spotlight of studio fame. Its sharp glare cuts away the shadow of their idol and probes deep into the murky lies which conceal the secret love of Johnny Spain. Here are Terry Moore, James Best, Gene Raymond, Audrey Totter, and Conrad Nagel.
It was a love song, and Johnny sang it to me. He stood very close. Then he was kissing me, and there was nothing I could do except say over and over again, I love you, I love you, I love you.
A.G. doesn't mean to doubt your word, Julie, but he wants proof.
Johnny destroyed the proof.
Why? Because.
Let Julie talk. Because Shag was in love with me, and he was Johnny's best friend.
So it had to be a secret love.
Yes. Yes.
Julie, you're lying. Look, the picture you gave to me is all lies.
Shag, I never took anything away from Johnny.
Julie, there are people that creep over the field of battle after it's all over, robbing the dead. Now, that's what you're doing.
Even if you don't care about your career, Shag, what about Julie's? You want to ruin hers?
Tell him the truth, Mrs. Letter.
Now, how would she know? You shared an apartment with Johnny and didn't even guess.
Let Julie go, Grady, or you and I are finished.
Shag, don't listen to Grady. Everything in his world is a lie. Lies, 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 lies.
Next week, The Secret Love of Johnny Spain, written by Ellis St. Joseph, especially for Climax, and starring Terry Moore, James Best, Gene Raymond, Audrey Totter, and Conrad Nagel. And remember, stay tuned now for Playhouse 90, which follows immediately and stars Bill Lundgren, Jane Greer, Betsy Palmer, and Keenan Wynn. Directed by Seymour Burns. Produced by Cecil Barker. Written by Hugh Wedlock, Howard Snyder. Remember, observe the law, but also watch out for the drivers who don't. Here's a good rule to follow. Take care of your eyes. Guard them as you guard all other aspects of your health and well-being. Good vision means good driving, good reading, good television enjoyment. Be wise. Take care of your eyes. Shower of Stars has been brought to you by Chrysler Corporation. The Forward Look. Portions of the preceding program were pre-recorded. Dennis Day can be seen starting February 24th at the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas. Art Gilmore speaking. Shower of Stars is a CBS television network production.